They get a little rope. You want to be a cowboy. Nice. Well, Rick, we are on.
Facebook.
I liked it on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter. INSiiGHTS.
Yeah.
2 eyes in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
All right, y'all.
A totally different person than the person that raised me. I can't even discipline my kids in front of my parents because they said if they don't talk to them like that. You almost murdered me when I was a kid. I mean, they so soft. Let these kids get away with anything. I remember when I was a kid, if I was hungry and my mama cooked something and I didn't want it, I just didn't eat that night. Either I'm going to eat what she cooked or I ain't going to eat it all. Them are the only two choices I got. But don't let it be the grandkids. They will go out and buy these kids something else to eat. You know how many times I wanted a Happy Meal and I didn't get one? And the Happy Meals they got today is trash. They only come with a coloring book. We had real toys. My kids get to control the TV at the house. I could never control the TV when I was a kid. I couldn't even ask no question like that. I had to watch whatever the hell my mama wanted to watch in the house. I knew about all the stories. General Hospital, One Life to Live at 3. Yes, I was watching it. Meanwhile, the grandkids get to do whatever they want. They get whatever they want. Grandparents just give them money. You know how hard I had to fight to get $5 to go on a field trip? Meanwhile, these kids can hit my mom up and she will cash after them $100. Who is this lady? I had a real old school father. Like, you couldn't ask him for nothing. He would look at you. You got to work for whatever you want. He will come up and take the grandkids out for lunch. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I'm jealous.
Facts. 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 And welcome. I hope that got everyone's fired up because it got me fired up because I was traumatized as a kid. Okay, it's not that type of show. Welcome to the Mick and Rick show, folks. I'm your reporter, your favorite reporter's favorite reporter, Rick Brown here with the man. It's not a myth. It's true. You see him right there. The legend, Mickey Clayton, the coach. What's up, coach?
Hey, Rick. I had to open with that. That thing was hilarious. Mainly because my children said it was me.
It's true.
Said,
yes.
You and mama, y'all they do us like that. I said, we like the grandkids. I said, if we had known grandparents was this easy, we'd have bypassed being parents and just been grandparents. We just bypassed that whole level right there. And T. Murph is a comedian. He has some stuff out, man. And his stuff is pretty hilarious because they're dealing with life stuff. And if that ain't life right there, for real, some of the comments were hysterical. Somebody said, "Oh, I do it just to mess with my son and daughter. That's the only reason I do what I do." He said, I do it to mess with them. I said, "Oh my goodness." Rick, what can you say? What can you say?
The internet is undefeated, coach, and the comments are always the best. I mean, we can't read half the comments back up, but they're always the best. I usually bypass the first part and go straight to the comments because it always gets me cool. Just bypass. Let me go to the comments because I know they're on point.
Oh, and we appreciate y'all for sending us these different links to different things on social media that we miss. Some of it's hilarious. I mean, and it really is. But there's so many things that are going on. But before we get to that, Rick, continue to astound us with Did You Know? I know you got something.
Yeah, coach, I want to just go back. You know, one of the episodes where I was being purged, I didn't get to finish this treat. Because we all know that the great one, Wayne Gretzky, is the NHL's all-time leader in points, goals, and assists. But did you know, if you took away all of his goals, he would still be the NHL all-time leader in points with his assists only?
Jeez.
Gretzky was all of that with the puck in his day, coach. He was all of that, for real, for real.
Wow. And I only
Okay, this
watched
is
him
what,
fight.
hey, that dude, man, Gretzky, he was like a magician. Remember, what was that, training day when Denzel said, I'm magical with this thing. Gretzky was magical. Gretzky was magical with that puck. That dude was awesome. He was called the Great One for a reason.
For a
But
reason.
here you go, guys. Here you go. This one I think everyone should like, or at least my boy DeLong will anyway. In his early days, golfers used to pinch together wet sand to elevate and hit the ball. But thanks to a black dentist, that all changed. In 1899, Dr. George F. Grant received the world's first patent for a wooden golf tee, a wooden spike with a rubber peg for the ball. Now, unfortunately, because he was an inventor and not a marketer, Dr. Grant never reaped the benefits of his invention. But if you look up Dr. George Grant, you'll find his story very interesting. A black dentist made the golf tee.
Hey, you gave us something there. That would be Rick Brown. How did you find that one, Rick?
I was on, I think I was on the gram. I was on IG, and someone was doing basically, did you know this? And they were doing a bunch of them. And I was like, what? The golf tee? I got to check that out. So just did some research and found so much on Dr. Grant. Oh my goodness, man. It was like the second black dentist, the second black to become a dentist from Harvard, or the you got to look at this story. It's because I'm gonna mess it up without having my notes in front of me. But not just that, it's how another guy, a Dr. Lowell, came years later and and got another patent for the tea, and he got money off of it. The story is fascinating. I just don't have enough time to put it out on here today because we got a big show. But Dr. George F. Grant, look him up.
Okay, we have to go back and look into that. We got a lot going on with your favorite league, the Not for Long League. And we'll go with what emerged as one of the #1 stories in pro football. Thanks to Rick Brown, the reporter.
What happens when you get a multi-gazillion-dollar corporation along with the presence of one of the most popular artists in the world playing footsies with one of the best athletes in this game?
More money, more money, more money.
If you happen to be off this planet, or maybe just lounging in the Big Brother house with no access to the outside, the world has been taken by storm by the phenomena of megastar Taylor Swift and NFL star Travis Kelce officially dating. This has been a boon for the NFL, an entity that has sidestepped one obstacle after another and remains the most popular sport in the country and continues making its mark in the world. They are able to use Taylor Swift's massive fan base, known as Swifties, to make inroads to a new demographic: young, impressionable, and influential women. Why else during a national televised game that Swift was in attendance would cameras constantly go to the suite Taylor was in to get live shots of her? Heck, she was shown so many times, Dallas owner Jerry Jones wondered if he could fly her to the next Dallas game. But I digress. Why does this matter? Everyone is benefiting. Kelsey's jersey sales have skyrocketed. He can be seen on various national commercials, and he's getting introduced to a base that would not have known the difference between him or Kelsey grammar. Swift is benefiting because of her upcoming movie, which is already shattering pre-sale records. Is getting plugged even more, and by just showing her in the booth, it keeps the single on everyone's minds. And of course, the Shield is benefiting. With all of the negative attention that has hit the league, domestic violence, toxic workplace culture, player safety, blah, 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 this budding love story shines a spotlight on something wholesome. That's right. Keep one camera fixed on Taylor so all the Swifties will know the NFL loves a good romance, especially when it's added to the pockets. They even on their social media TikTok had a section that simply says, "Welcome, Swifties." How will this end? Let's hope it doesn't end with another sad love song by Taylor Swift. But if that happens to be the case, that's even
More money, more money, more money.
And isn't that the American way? Hmm. Hmm. More money, more money, more money. Ah, boy. I remember that show.
Rick.
I remember that show.
More money, more money. You got a little creative on us on that one.
Well, this is a creative story, Coach. I mean, so many ways. I mean, for those involved, it's could be a love story. Like I said, for the NFL, heck, anything that's good for them is like, hey, yeah, let's boost this up, you know. And what star doesn't like to be shown on TV? So I'm sure Taylor Swift and her fans are just loving it. So yeah, I had a little fun with it, but it's crazy.
It's crazy. And I think Kelsey said the NFL is going a little bit overboard. Like,
Yeah.
Think?
Yeah, it's
I said, that's kind of an obvious one there. But the other story, it just won't seem to go away.
former NFL starting quarterback Colin Kaepernick is back in the news. 3 weeks ago, Kaepernick wrote a letter to New York Jets owner Joe Douglas asking to consider signing him, not to the active roster, but to the practice squad. Kaepernick has not taken a snap since the 2016 season, since taking a public stance on police brutality by taking a knee during the national anthem, and since being blackballed from the league. A lawsuit he brought against the league was settled for an undisclosed amount, but Kaepernick, now 35 years old, hasn't gotten another opportunity to don an NFL jersey. The Jets could sure use some help at quarterback. Entering the season with high hopes, that hope has quickly faded with the injury in the first game of Aaron Rodgers and the lackluster play of Zach Wilson. In the letter, Kaepernick detailed how on the practice squad he can be an important asset to the Jets defense facing against mobile quarterbacks, while also proving his worth and not putting any added pressure on Wilson. He ended the letter saying he still works out 6 days a week and added references from Jim and John Harbaugh, UCLA coach Chip Kelly, and Raiders owner Mark Davis. The letter was later released on Instagram with Kaepernick's approval by the artist J. Cole. The Jets have not responded publicly. Since last playing, Kaepernick has become a humanitarian and founded 3 organizations that together advance the liberation of black and brown people through storytelling, systems change, and political education. He's donated money to many causes, held camps, became a New York Times best-selling author, and using his platform to make a difference in society. But it seems football is still in his blood. I can see two ways of looking at this. One, he is getting the word out not only to the Jets, but to the rest of the NFL that if they need an extra body, he is willing to put his on the line. Or it can be seen as a publicity stunt that is destined to fail, but he's able to stoke the fires and stick it to the league again. See, y'all, they're still blackballing me. I commend Kaepernick for writing the letter. It takes a strong man who has been a Super Bowl starting quarterback to be willing to work on the practice squad. Previous guest Amar Black told us that you have to have a different mindset being on the practice squad, as the team every week is not just looking to see if you're ready for real action, but how you also handle the possibility of being replaced. I don't like the fact that he allowed J. Cole to go public with this letter. In the eyes of the NFL, that doesn't come across as sincere. We all know that most important business happens behind closed doors or in the privacy of a golf course. The NFL rarely bats an eye when it comes to public criticism. But hey, if playing is still his dream, who am I to take that away from him? But from personal experience, there's a reason why some doors close on us. Sometimes things that are important to us are taken away for us to be able to do something even more important than we ever imagined.
And that was the perfect note to end it on from personal experience. You know, being able to understand that sometimes we lose those or things get moved for us because God has a different plan for us. We never know what that plan is. We can only hope and pray, but you trust in him and understand a lot of times he moves you out of a situation to save you or to save us. And we don't always realize that.
Right.
You know, he has a plan for us for what he wants us to do with our lives. Trust and believe. Trust and believe.
They always say, man plans, God laughs.
Exactly. You know, locally, we gonna move along a little bit. Locally here, we had a young man that we've had on OTE. His mother stayed real close to us. That's Jalen Martin with the New York Knicks. Has signed that 2-way contract. His mom posted some pictures of him where he was, you know, she was at the game, the first exhibition game, and he was there. He's on a 2-way contract, which means he will be able to play on the G League team, and I think it's half of the Knicks teams that he could dress for half of those games. So we're really excited about the opportunity. He's a young man that bypassed his senior year in high school at Florida High, and I know it tore his heart for him to be playing at OTE. Didn't tear but so much for the money he got paid, but that year the team won the state championship, and we always talk about how loaded that team was, and Coach Ward's team won a state championship with one of their better players playing pro basketball in Atlanta with an upstart league that nobody had heard of.
That's awesome. That's just awesome, Jalen. Congratulations. Wow.
Isn't it? You know, congratulations.
And you're talking about stepping out on faith. Stepping out on faith. A league that no one had heard of, knew about. Would it make it? Would it make it half a season? Look at me now.
Exactly right. And for a young man who knows about stepping out on faith and had a team last year that kind of rocked everybody in the county, he ended up being coach of the year in the Big Bend. Had several of his players end up going to school. We were fortunate enough to be able to cover a lot of their basketball games. The G in legendary stands for Gene Granger. Welcome to the show again, my brother.
Big G.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Pleasure. Always pleasure to be on. And I know the last time I came on, my technology wasn't correct. So I made sure I was in place and made sure I was going to be present, and active on this technology today.
But we live and learn, Coach, and you come from stock where one thing you're gonna learn it quick. You ain't gonna take 2-3 times for you to get it straight. I absolutely know that.
No, it's not.
But Coach, before we go too far into it, tell us about how the season ended with some of your guys. Some of them are off at school now. Some of them playing basketball. Tell us about that senior team you had and where they are now, because I know that's what's most important to you.
Yeah, they're all doing great. Some of them are just adjusting to the college life, and the ones who went on to play sports are doing well. We have one at FSU playing football, and he's just learning his role and practicing every day and getting the opportunity to see it up close. And we got a few that started with their basketball seasons with Colin McAllister and Sawyer Stone and Blaze Wallace. They're all doing great, and all the other guys are doing great. Sawyer and Tristan Lunt and every last one of them. Evan Brown, and they're all doing well. Slade, I call them, I check up on them, I make sure this first month, a month and a half, that I send them a periodic message, and they all have responded that they're doing well. So all of them, Grayson Overseas, every last one of them, and we're a close group, and that's not just that class, that's all the classes, and they came back for the first football game, so we expect great things this year and anticipate, being competitive as always.
Coach, you lost like 99 seniors.
Yeah.
How do you say you're going? I know you're eternally optimist, but Coach, you got a lot of talent to replace. Tell us about some of the young kids that you have that we got a chance to see. A couple of those sophomores, rising juniors, and a junior point guard that we knew you were grooming him. That's a senior this year. Tell us a little bit about what you have coming back.
Yeah, we got, the whole JV team, what we've tried to do establishing that middle school program is make sure that, guys are engaged. So when we do get to these points where they graduate, we're kind of ready to reload. And so we have this year, we got 10, 11th graders. And so every other year for, hopefully for infinity, we always bring up another group every other year that's coming out of middle school, that's going to know the system by the time they get to me. And those guys, they're doing nothing but repeating what we're doing at the varsity level. And so our JV guys, they're prepared. And once we get them all together and start to work with them, the system is what's most important. And, we have that talent that helps, but, if they stick with what the principles are, I think we still can be effective with the training and the things that we got in place.
Coach, we hope that along the way a little bit that, INSiiGHTS help a little bit with the parents. And it was one of those games that times and situations where the parents consistently came to us and thanked us for being there, and the grandparents that were in different parts of the world that were able to see their grandchildren play. And as we talked about the grandparents earlier, grandparents ones to send the money. They're the ones that help finance stuff.
Yeah, it's huge to have, the platform to show the games and also to give, the commentary is, that with, the parents could always receive a recording, but to have the commentary, to have it live is different. And just, we're trying to keep expanding what we're doing and offering that opportunity for visibility and exposure for the players.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, we appreciate having that opportunity. I got something to show here before we lead to something else we got here.
School just started back. My kid's out of school again for the third time. What the hell is going on? It's getting to the point the next time the school say they had a school for some holiday, I'll be like, look, we don't even celebrate that, so he gonna be there. I done already had these kids all summer. Please give me a little bit of a break. And teachers, before y'all get into it, I completely understand you are not these kids' parents. You don't have the responsibility of taking care of these kids all the time. These are our kids, and we made the choice to have them. I get that. But what I do know is I always see y'all on strike about trying to get some extra money. So let me tell you something. Me, I will reach out to all the parents. We will cash out y'all whatever you need in order for you to show up on your day off to take care of these damn kids, because I need a break. My anxiety is already struggling. And if you ain't got cash out, we can do Venmo, Zelle. Hell, I will Western Union you the payment. Just whatever you need, please just take these kids for a little while longer. Hell, we already at the end of September, so that means Halloween coming up in October, and then Christmas right around the corner. Y'all gonna send them home for 3 weeks after that? I can't deal with that. I'm just saying, can we please cut back on all the extra holidays and all the teacher meetings, please?
So y'all won't have to pay the teachers, right? I like that. Hey, listen, I do want to know this, guys. How did this collaboration between INSiiGHTS and GBL come about?
Coach Granger?
Well, Coach, it's something that I've just in ideas and concepts coming up with, during the break, and then Coach has a beautiful facility and complex that's available that he uses for multiple things. But then I brought to him kind of the idea of the off time in those camps and being able to have a location in the area that could give those parents the option. Just another tool, another resource. A lot of things that we come up with is it goes back to being centered around service and servicing those, especially in childcare and in that prep age group and under the academic ages, and having camps and doing sporting events has been something I've grown up in, and having daycares and preschools has been something I've always grown up in and being a part of as a family. So when I thought of it, it was something that I just saw, and I told Coach about it, and it's been several conversations. It's not something that was just whipped together and thinking about, but just really having a outlet and being effective, not trying to overpopulate, attendance, something for attendance, but something for quality, something for safety, and something for, one, for the parents to get a break and have, real eyes on their kids while they're at work. Because it is true, I'm a teacher and there's a lot of days off, but I have the luxury of being able to be with my kids on those days off. But if I wasn't a teacher, I would have to find a place for them. And, we realize that we can help support that.
That's awesome. Coach, and INSiiGHTS hashtag, it's for the kids. It's about the kids. How does this fit into the overall motto of basically the brand?
Community involvement and community service. We always speak on the platform that we have and using it for the best interest of the community, which is why we always try to stay with positive. And most people don't know that, my mother started ministerial daycare centers in Cleveland that were pretty much all over. so we have some background in it, working with students and working with children of all ages. And one of the funny stories is when Gene met and came over to Studio 13 and we were talking. I had my grandson and he had his son, and they kind of disappeared. And Gene said, "Where'd they go?" I said, "They're back over there behind us." And Jeremiah had pulled out all his toys and games and some of those pictures and the things, and because that's basically his Studio 13. They ran and played. They didn't look back where Gene was or where I was. And he said, "Good, let him get good and tired. Let him get good and tired. Maybe he'll go to sleep." So it's really just a matter. It's an extension of what we're doing. We've had basketball camps out there. We've had some of that before, and that's why I let Gene answer it. And he was completely honest. It was his idea. And we collaborated on it. That was really a very good question. Your reporter training has come back. Go ahead, School of Journalism, J School. But I mean, that's exactly what happened. And Gene told it. And, we throw things. And, Rick, you've heard me say before, we throw enough stuff against the wall, see what sticks. And then we go with that. So I just loved it because we got the kids in a self-contained area. We are 2 acres. We got a maintained lot. We got basketball goal. We got indoor golf. We got outdoor golf. We got soccer. We got video games. We got different things and people that will come and speak with the kids. We had the big screen. We'll have a movie time after lunch. And, we just have a lot of different things and activities to keep them busy. And it was important for us to be able to keep the numbers where, we have 6 to 8 people in the age appropriate group so that they would be together and people would be able to be with their students their own age and size and interests. So just like doing a basketball camp, you have stations and you go from station to station, and allow them to do and experience different things. Gene, awesome. You want to add anything on that?
No, I mean, it's a, like Coach said, it's an extension of who we are. And I mean, it's as with everything, we try to stay where, I try to stay where I'm, what I'm knowledgeable at. And, having fun with activities and taking kids on trips and doing things that are educational is all I've ever really been involved in. And as a player growing up, as a student growing up, we get to go on a lot of trips and excursions and tours. And so that part of whenever you're not in school, there's still some activity going on. And that's kind of, when school's not in, my mind's always thinking, because I have 2 little ones as well. And, with Coach having the facilities and just seeing the opportunity, because there is a lot of requests for what camps are you doing? Do you know of any camps on these days off? So like I said, it was multiple conversations and, finding the right time. A lot of things got to happen in a book before you can turn to that next page or get to that next chapter. And so that's kind of where you got to let it happen. And when the time is right, which, now is opening that door and pushing that ball down the court is now, even if it's small numbers, it's just about getting it out and getting it going. And it will be successful. It will be something that, I hope a lot of people hurry and take advantage of because there is limited spots, because we want to have quality and want the kids to be able to experience the full capacity of the activities. So not having, unlimited registration is not an option, so please get in there and register. You got great experience. You got security, facilities, education on those days off, and physical activity. Can never diminish the benefit of active and getting out and playing, meeting new friends, the mental health of it all. and the physical health of it all.
And one of the things that we tried to do was to have the event during a time when it was convenient for the parents. By that, we mean a lot of camps will start at 10 o'clock. Okay, but parents have to be at work at 8 o'clock. Then it gets off at 1 or 2, and the parents are at work. So we will be open at 7:30 so that you can drop your student off, your precious loved one, to us early, still get to work by 8. We close at 5:30. You can come pick your child up. You can put in a full day and know that they're good. So that's some of the things that have we've used as guidelines in terms of how we've tried to do it. Because even when we have summer camps, when you take, my wife might take Jeremiah to basketball camp, but I'll pick him up, and I have to pick him up at 1 or 2, and it's typically a half day. So we try to have it a full day so that we can accommodate those working parents. And then we'll do the Monday and Tuesday of Thanksgiving, then we'll come back again and do something in December before Christmas. We're kind of targeting those times when school is closed. But Gene and I, we go back so far. And if you could just capture some of the conversations we've had about an assortment of different things, this is one that really hit home for both of us. And once you kind of experience that, with his son and daughter, his kids that he has, my grandsons now, the other 2 are too young to come. They're 1 and 2, but to be able to do something that, will help in the community is important to us, So,
yeah.
Jasmine, my student, what's up? We appreciate you. What's up? Still doing that physical training? We know you are. But Coach, we
And what's the age?
Go ahead.
What's that? No, what's the age groups for those who just may have come in a little late?
We have 1st through 6th grade.
Okay, folks. You hear it, folks. You hear it.
Oh,
folks in the Big Bend area.
This Saturday. You need to come and get a chance.
Open house 11 to 1. Make sure you tag the address and make sure you're there 11 to 1. 11 to 1 at the Studio 13.
Exactly right. We appreciate having the opportunity to have you on, but come by Studio 13. You get a chance to see it for yourself and help yourself in terms of drawing your own conclusions. You can go to our website that's been running across the bottom, get additional information. Our address, Studio 13, 4413 Intro Pop Boulevard, over on the same street as Second Harvest.
It's by the airport.
It's on
Sorry, had something in my throat.
Harvest House, on the same street with Harvest House. So we have a secluded area in terms of safety and a fenced yard. We'll be able to come in, make a U-turn, drop your child off, pick them up, U-turn, and keep it moving.
We're looking forward to it.
You hear, folks?
All the things that Coach has touched always turns out to, very, very shape itself into something that's very beautiful. And sometimes people don't know until you see it. And as many people, one of my mottos is seeing is believing. And, definitely going to show what we're, what the vision is for this leadership. And it's more to come to and than just this. So, Coach, I think, is one person removed from everyone in the world. So there's so much exciting, things that we like Coach said, we have a lot of exciting talks and where things can grow to. We had a talk about him having a Thanksgiving shootout, and we ended up doing it. And whatever we can, we end up talking about having host all of our Maclay home games. We ended up doing it, and everything that we we talk about is figuring out how to make it really happen.
Exactly. G, I want you to stay with me just a minute. I want y'all to see something, just an example of what we're talking about. Yeah.
Hello everybody, you should get INSiiGHTS on your phone. It's an app you get on your phone, iPad, YouTube TV, or just YouTube. And it's going to be about a lot of sports. It's about to be girls or boys, or you can just look it up. Bye. Everyone, get INSiiGHTS on your phone or anything else. It's an app on your phone, iPad, TV, or on YouTube, or YouTube TV sports. I hope you like and subscribe, because you know why? Because I'm going to Papa gives me a surprise that is, I think, Legos and cars. So like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
And he got better as he went along, but he was doing it himself without me telling him what to say. And Coach Granger had us do something over the summer, did a summer league game, and had me being one of the dunk judges, dunk contest, and Jeremiah ended up being my co-host. Well, when I got summoned to go down to the floor, Jeremiah was there. He talked about, Papa, I do it. So he took the headphone and took over the commentary of the dunk contest and made his own little comments. And Papa gave him a 7. I wouldn't have gave him that. And then he commented, brick, that's a brick. He said, Papa, I'm for Godby. I don't know who you for. I'm for God. That game got more things than anything we did over a 4-month span. We had more looks. Go back and watch the summer league game. And they were like, Coach, you might have something. You just might need to go with the children commentators. But it's a matter of just teaching them and allowing them to see other things that they might not have seen otherwise.
Yeah. The biggest supporters, have been, between Coach Clayton and many of the mentors that I look up to, like my parents, and a lot of people let me try things, and a lot of people let me, they work, let me work through, ideas, and Coach Clayton is one of those. He, if I come up with the summer league, or I think we're going to do a dunk contest, what you think about being a host, he's always there to, okay, let's see, and you appreciate that. Part of it is when I'm telling maybe a idea to Coach is, you have that, don't want to fail you if I tell you about this. So it drives me to complete what we're doing. And if I'm bringing it to Coach, and then he's just like, okay, what are you gonna do next? It's now I got to go. So I appreciate Coach, appreciate the support when it come out to the contest, and then things just generate from, like, so it might be next thing you know, it's a kids show running, because he came out and supported the contest and the concept of the contest and the concept of the league and everything that we're doing. So anything that we can do to grow, Coach has always been supportive of that, and and I'm gonna keep coming to him with everything I do, and just keep on keeping the visions of what we're trying to build, and especially for our Floridians and our native Tallahassee area players, because I was right there with them playing in the parks, but you want to just share what you've learned and share what you have with all of them.
And I appreciate the kindness of your words. In all candor, Gene, his dad, long time at FSU, personality, character. Gene's dad is a special guy. He says stuff that I still laugh at, and I've repeated it in my mind 20 times. I laugh at it each time. And his mom, who from Monticello, Jefferson County over there with my wife. And so what people don't understand sometimes is the relationships your parents have when you meet their sons or daughters, you almost have an uncle type effect in terms of making sure that they're okay, that they do the right thing. And that has never been the problem with Gene, but Gene always had so many ideas and things that we knew he was from good stock. So we knew that, you're not going to fall too far from that. And sometimes offspring don't understand the significance of having solid parents who actually support them. They can take it for granted until they realize and meet other students who have parents that don't see them play, don't allow them to live their dreams. And that's where some of us step in to try to be that individual for them, to support them and encourage them, nurture them, discipline them if necessary, to try to get them on the right path. So, it's part of what each of us do in the community, in terms of trying to help our community. Is there something that has to be done and should be done, that we got to fill in the gaps? That's just fill in the gaps. So, Coach, I appreciate you being with us. Rick, was there something else you wanted to ask? Thank you.
No, that was awesome. That's awesome, and I'm just imploring the community, come out to the open house on Saturday and sign up because
call,
you will be impressed.
Email. You got a question, call, email, and reach out, and we more than accessible to contact and answer any questions that you need.
One thing we know, Gene, they know how to reach me and you.
Yeah, it's not very hard. Please reach out. Please reach out. Rick, always great seeing you. One of the first people I ever met when I was coaching at Florida Southern, and always been the same true person and showing love as usual. Can't wait to see you. And Coach, I know I'll be seeing you. And I might see you tomorrow. But I know I'll be talking to you soon.
Absolutely. As Dion says, I ain't hard to find.
That's a good thing. That's a great thing.
I ain't hard to find. I appreciate you, Coach.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Rick, thanks.
All right. Yep. We're gonna have some fun.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, Coach.
Being inducted into one school's Hall of Fame in itself is an achievement. To be inducted into 3, well, that's legendary. On today's Remembering the Legends, we shine the spotlight on the man known as the Godfather. Today, we honor former SWAC football coach and athletic director, Marino the Godfather Kasem. Born in Memphis, Tennessee in 1934, Kasem attended college and played football at Xavier in Louisiana. After graduating, he began his career as football coach. He spent one season as Alabama State's head coach before taking over at Alcorn State. In 22 seasons as head coach with the Braves, including 20 as the school's athletic director, the Godfather earned the reputation as an innovative and hard-nosed coach. He was named SWAC Coach of the Year 7 times, was named Black Coach of the Year another 7 times, and was head coach when the Braves finished the season ranked number 1 in all of 1AA in 1984, the first for an HBCU program. Off the field, Kasem was responsible for the school's athletic complex and the planning and design of the football stadium. And as AD, when the Braves basketball team earned the conference's first NIT victory, he gets credit for that as well. He moved to Southern as director of athletics in 1986 and spent 13 years with the Jaguars, 3 as head football coach, and led the resurgence of the athletic powerhouse in the conference. Southern captured 7 SWAC Commissioner Cups, 6 men's and 9 women's SWAC All Sports trophies before Kasem retired in 1999. Honored for his successes on and off the field, Kasem is a member of the SWAC Hall of Fame, Alcorn State Hall of Fame, Southern Athletics Hall of Fame, Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, College Football Hall of Fame, Black College Football Hall of Fame, ESPN's Top 100 Greatest of All Time Football Coaches, and earlier this year was inducted into the Xavier Athletic Hall of Fame. Though he died in 2020 at the age of 85, he will always be remembered, especially in the SWAC. Alcorn Stadium bears his name. He put one SWAC school on the map and resurrected another. That is why he is a legend. Mm, 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 mm. 7 Hall of Fame. Jeez. And you know what, Coach? Southern could have used him, could have used the Godfather on Saturday. The way FAMU put their foot in there.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop
Nope.
it. Stop it.
Nope. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I told y'all we taking names. We taking names. This is for years back when I was in school. We taking names. I remember Southern. I remember going to Southern. It was always a hard place to play.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
sir. Yes, sir.
Bing. Next up.
KP.
Hey, look. Thanks,
Thank
KP.
you. We appreciate. Shout out. We appreciate that, KP. You know, Jasmine. We appreciate y'all, KP. We appreciate you. You know, those comments mean a lot to us. I was looking for something, Rick. I couldn't find it. So I had to. During that, I took a break and found it. It was something I've been trying to download. Another clip that was shown to me talking about parents. It's a segue with so much of what we say, talking about parents and just giving you a little bit of background. Might let it run twice. I want you to watch this gentleman and what happens when he hears his mother. My boy heard his mama's voice, and his mama started sprinting alongside him, and he took off. He took off. You know, just those words, that voice, and you look up and see your mama running, he had to shift gears. Man, that thing is so touching. I got chill bumps watching.
You know, nothing like that voice.
Oh man, I know that's right. And thanks again, y'all, for sending me these things that you send me. You know, and that one was just that important. I remember somebody had made a comment when I was coaching. They said, if your mom and daddy come to the game, Coach Clayton gonna let you play a little more. He play them guys more, play them girls more. And I'm like, you know, a lot of stuff comes from experience. My parents would be sitting in the game when I was at FAM, and it didn't matter. I'd play what I was going to play, my 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes. But during those times, if an individual know that their parents are in the stands, they're going to, if they didn't give you everything they got, they were going to find even more to give you because they wanted to play well in front of their parents. So when I knew that, absolutely they would get a chance to play a little bit longer, or maybe a longer leash than normal, to work through some mistakes. Not to the detriment of the team, because if they were detrimental to the team, I wouldn't have had them on the team. but you allowed in that leeway. And I don't know that they understood that until after they left, when one of them called me back and made a comment, that they understood now why I did that. And that's strictly because of that. The parents are in there, they're supporting them, they've traveled, they've been on the road to come see them play, they spent money, and you don't play at all. We try to give you a little run, or if you've been getting a run, we try to give you a little bit longer run. Play in front of your family.
Yeah.
If that's wrong, then I was wrong doing that. But
that's all right. You'll take that one. You would take that one, and that is pretty cool. You said something though, that you said people they got it later on, and that's life. There's so many things we are taught or we are told at a young age that might be over our heads. But if it's someone we respect, it stays there.
Mm-hmm.
And there comes a time where it comes back up, and we're like either aha or, oh yeah, I already knew that. Coach Slater said that back in '87. You know what I'm saying? So all I would say is just keep on doing what you're doing. And for the coaches and parents and anyone out there who is an influence to the younger generation, keep on telling them. They may not seem like they're listening, but they hear you. They hear you, and it'll click eventually.
And continue to work with them. The baby might have a dream if you ain't take the dream from them. So encourage them with what their dream is. I remember when they told you one time watching video games wasn't gonna get you paid. That's a waste of your time. And now they're making 6 and 7 figures off video games and being proficient at what they do, and then learning how to create them. So don't take the dream away from them just because their dream isn't your dream. Encourage them to do something. One of the things that we love about, and we tell them all the time on all our high school broadcasts, which we have Ricketts and Lincoln this Friday, y'all. Got Ricketts and Lincoln. But one of the things we tell them on the show all the time is support these students, male and female, that are playing sports. That's occupying their time, is keeping them busy doing something positive. What a lot of problems come from is that they have too much time on their hands. That and negative influences, those same people that you try to keep your son or daughter away from, which they didn't understand because you see a little bit further down the road than they do. We all had parents that interceded. A lot of us had that would say something and you didn't understand. How important it was for your mom or dad to know who their parents were and all of that, because you want somebody to be telling your child the same thing that you're telling them. You don't want them telling them something different than what you're telling them, because even with us and our girls, sometimes somebody would tell them something and they come back all excited and they would tell us about it. And I look at my wife, I'm like, didn't we been telling her that the whole time? And she would say, don't say nothing. That's why we just try to keep around people who say repetitively good, repeat good things to them, so that it will encourage them. And at one time, the light will come on and they'll act like they heard it for the first time. And you're just like, oh, okay, baby, that's good. But we appreciate y'all. We got the day camp coming this Saturday, 11 to 1, Studio 13, 4413 on Intrapot. Come by and see us. Bring your son or daughter. Make sure that you're comfortable. And as Gene said, we only having a limited number. It's not important for us to try to have a full house. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to create a warehouse of students. That's not what we're trying to do. It's some things that we want to be able to do with them that we can't do if it's large numbers. And we want to make sure that we have the proper supervision there, because Gene and I will be there the whole time. And I said Harvest House. It's on Second Harvest. I renamed Second Harvest. I call it Harvest. I'm getting texted with it. Coach, that's not the name of the place. It's on Second Harvest. You know, and to the fellas, y'all know we used to have Saturday football, big games. We used to have them at 13, have cookout and hang out and watch the games. Well, COVID's gone, and we're back. So look for your text message. Watch the big screen. Watch the games. That's what we do. All right, Rick. Anything in closing today?
Ladies and men, October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please get checked out. It's it can save someone's life, if not your own. That's all I have, Coach.
Hey, that's enough right there.
Your attention, please. Stay up to date with the latest from INSiiGHTS. Visit our website at INSiiGHTS.com. 2 eyes in the middle. INSiiGHTS.com.
INSiiGHTS is a copyright of Maclay Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Maclay Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Maclay Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS represent their independent thoughts and representation.
Your attention, please. Stay up to date with the latest from INSiiGHTS. Visit our.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, download INSiiGHTS on your phone. We're on Roku. We're on 24/7, 7 days a week. Video on demand looks like Netflix. You're seeing the show right there, streaming. We have different things, categories on there, video on demand. You heard my grandson advertise and promote it to you. You need to be on board. Now tell me, Rick, how we ended up with the second largest country that we had last week was Brazil.
Amigos. Gracias. Muchas gracias. 2 or more. 2 or more.
2 or more.
Love y'all.
We appreciate you. Download the app now, and you get to see everything. We're no further than your telephone. We're on iPhone or Android. It's absolutely free. We appreciate y'all. Hey, hopefully we'll see you Friday to tune in to Rickers and Undefeated Lincoln. Then we have the open house on Saturday. Stay tuned for INSiiGHTS. We appreciate y'all.
Peace.